Welcome back. It's still Morning Rush on Metro Television. We are live on DSTV channel 277, live on Facebook and YouTube is Metro TV Ghana. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Metro TV_J. So Friday, July 28th is actually World Hepatitis Day, and it's a day to raise awareness of this global burden of viral hepatitis and to influence a real change. And Mombi's Foundation Ghana, in collaboration with the Efutu Municipal Assembly, will be marking this day. That's the 28th, and that's Friday. And we're having a conversation with them, but then we'll get someone joining from Mombi's very, very soon. But then we have Dr. OHENE Kwabena SAFO. He's a General Manager for the Kantanka Herbal and Pharmaceutical and Research Center. He's a doctor. We'll talk a bit about the medical aspects and everything. Then when our other guest joins in, we'll actually get into the conversation of what happened on Friday. Doc, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
It's good to have you here. We hope Israel,
exactly.
joins us very, very soon. But then let's start the conversation. One will say, why is hepatitis B dangerous?
Okay.
Something worth for us to have a conversation about.
Okay. Thank you so much. I would greet all my viewers. And hepatitis B is a global health burden, and it's because of the number of people living with this condition. So 28th July is to mark the World Health Hepatitis Day, which was set by the WHO. And the condition was actually discovered by one Dr. Bloomberg in 1967.
Okay.
And he's the one who actually also developed a vaccine for hepatitis B.
Okay, so there's a vaccine.
There's a vaccine
so
for
it's
hepatitis
curable.
B, exactly. It's preventable and it's curable and it's treatable. So right from there, the burden assistance now for the viral hepatitis in general, we have five strains. So we have hepatitis A, B, C, D, and E.
Okay.
There are five main strains for the hepatitis virus.
And these are different diseases.
Exactly. Okay. But the B and C causes chronic conditions. That's chronic hepatitis B. Chronic hepatitis, actually.
Okay.
So the burden now hovers around 354 million people are suffering from hepatitis B as it stands now.
Okay.
And every 30 seconds, one person dies from hepatitis-related conditions.
Wow.
Every 30 seconds. So in a day, you have about 3,000 people dying from hepatitis.
And do they know that they have hepatitis B?
A lot of people are not aware they have hepatitis B.
Okay.
And that is why this day, that's 28th of July, has been set aside to create the awareness, upscale diagnosis, because a lot of them are asymptomatic. When we say asymptomatic, they don't show symptoms. And because they are not aware of the condition, they are not going for regular checkups for it to be detected. And early detection is very crucial. It's necessary for treatment. So now, this day is set aside to help us, one, diagnose people living with hepatitis B and C and the other related hepatitis. Again, WHO's global target is to eliminate hepatitis by year 2030.
Okay.
And to do this, we want to make sure 90% of people living with the condition are diagnosed. That is one. We want to make sure 80% of people with the condition are actually treated. We want to make sure one of the main routes of transmission that leads to chronicity, that's people living with the condition and having chronic conditions, it's from mother to child spread. That's vertical transmission.
So it's inherited?
No, it's not inherited.
Okay.
So it's an infectious condition caused by a virus. Then there are several ways it can be passed on from one person to another. It has similarities with HIV. So it's a blood-borne condition, actually. So this virus would move from one person to another through blood and blood-borne fluids. So it could happen through sex. You could get it through blood transfusion.
Yeah.
You could get it through use of needles sharp objects from infected people. It could be from a pregnant woman who is infected to a child. During childbirth. Again, there are these drug addicts. Yes, it could.
What about sweat?
Yes, so the percentage, the likelihood of you getting it from sweat is low. However, in children, you know, most often they play and they have ulcers because of the break in their barrier. So that can be a route of transmission from their wounds. They have discharge from their wounds, and that could transfer the virus from one child to another. So anytime there's a break in, because the skin barrier is part of your immune system. So when there's a break, that can lead to transmission. And a lot of kids between 1 to 5 years do get it from this means through exchange of bodily fluids when there's a break in their skin barrier.
That's very scary. That's very scary. But if one has it, now, let's say I'm living with it.
Okay.
I don't know I have, but what are the symptoms that I can realize that these are symptoms, these are signs, these are something that shows that there's actually hepatitis B? Okay,
so for hepatitis B, largely, a lot of people living with it are not aware of it. They have the condition, they have been infected. That's why I said it's asymptomatic. A lot of people don't know they have it. Those who show symptoms come down with what we call the acute viral hepatitis. So they show symptoms like jaundice. They come in with yellowing of their eyes. Some will come in with general malaise. They feel unwell, general unwellness, weak. Some will come in with joint pains. Some will come in with fever. Some will come in with dark urine. Some will come in with pale stools. Some will come in with rashes. All these are symptoms of hepatitis B for somebody who has gotten acute viral hepatitis. There are every age group and how they respond. So for people with a strong immune system, so immunity is very important. People with strong immune system are able to shed off the virus.
To resist?
Exactly. So they fight the virus and they clear the virus to a higher percentage, say 90 to 95% will be cleared for people who are immune competent. But for kids who get it from their mothers during childbirth, now the virus stays in their blood because it's not been detected. They've not received treatment, and the virus grows. And that is one of the population that goes to live with chronic hepatitis B infection, which is what could lead to liver cirrhosis, or let's say end-stage liver disease, or liver cancer. So these two complications are what we are preventing. Liver cancer and cirrhosis. That's a end-stage liver disease. If you get there, that is when you are likely to die from the condition. Exactly.
Wow, that's scary. But then let's talk about the treatment. You said it's curable. Yeah, and I can see you're from a herbal, pharmaceutical, and research center. So now, let me ask: do people go the orthodox way or they go the herbal way when they are trying to treat hepatitis B?
So in general, so there are guidelines for treatment of hepatitis B. The guideline speaks clearly about use of antiviral medications in treatment of hepatitis B. So somebody who is detected or diagnosed with hepatitis B will be counseled and would receive treatment with the orthodox way. That is, if he goes to an orthodox practitioner. However, if you take our setting where 8 out of 10 people assess herbal medicine as their first point of care, then it means you would have a majority of people going to the herbal place as well to seek treatment, for alternative treatment. So there's the need for us to equally strengthen our pharmaceuticals to bring out novel products which would help boost our immune system, give supportive treatment in managing hepatitis B, because most people are going the herbal way because they've realized it's organic, it's natural, it's safe, and less expensive. So there are barriers to care when you go the orthodox way, because some people feel it's expensive, the cost involved. Some others also look at the complications of the medication and all that. Exactly. Now, all these are concerns, but based on the choice of the patient, those who go the herbal way, there are herbal treatments which are effective, which Kantanka Herbal Pharmaceuticals have. I'll say we have a breakthrough in this particular direction. So Kantanka, as we all know, has been doing a lot of research into herbal medicine for over 20 years, and he's developed an immune booster. I told you, for those who are immune competent, they're able to stop the progression of the virus, because it's when the viral load rises that increases your likelihood of getting the various effects, which is the liver cancer and the end-stage liver disease. So what Kantanka has done is to bring out a novel product called Immunite Herbal Supplement, which we realize people taking it to boost their immune system alone had significant viral suppression for people who are living with hepatitis B. As I talk to you now, there are doctors who are taking this medication now because they're taking treatments with orthodox and there is recurrence. So they are equally looking for other ways to handle it. And so they try the immune system support. That's the primary indication for the product. So they tried the product and had viral load as high as 55,000 copies in their blood. Within a space of 3 weeks, there was a significant drop from 55,000 to 1,000.
All because they went the herbal way.
Exactly. And taking that product alone, this person, this case I'm sharing is somebody who is well read, makes an informed decision, has tried other alternatives, and was looking for a best way. So with this product, it causes significant viral suppression, that is one, and sustains the suppression as well. So that's one of them. Another case is, that was actually a nurse who had the condition. You know, there's the stigma with hepatitis B and all that. So was mute about it for years, tried treatment, experienced treatment failure, and came to the first, tried the product. And as I talk to you now, her viral load is 88. Has dropped to 88, which is very pivotal, because the lower your viral load, the lower your chances of developing the complications associated with hepatitis B.
No, on a day like, let's say on Friday, World Hepatitis B Day, where the awareness is being created. Over the years, have you seen improvements? When we go through our awarenesses, we want the public, people to be informed. Over the years, how have people responded to that? Okay,
so I must say, so from screenings, so that's where we detect cases. So if we pick you up, you don't have the condition, they push you, you do your vaccination so that you are protected. Now, those who have the condition are treated, but as paid. And right from medical screenings, a lot of cases have been picked up. So there have been a significant improvement when it comes to diagnosis of hepatitis B. And also the vaccination program from the WHO, which ensures that children born to mothers with hepatitis B and kids receive their birth dose vaccine. All these are protocols that are put in place to prevent infection and progression of the hepatitis B virus. And I must say, the growth has been phenomenal, and the target is to eliminate it by year 2030.
Wow. So we've been talking to Dr. OHENE SAFO. He is the General Manager for Kantanka Herbal Pharmaceutical and Research Center. And it's all about Friday, World Hepatitis B Day, that we are trying to create the awareness for people to actually know. But then we are going for a quick commercial break. Earlier on, I stated that the Mombis Foundation Ghana, in collaboration with the Efuto Municipal Assembly, will be doing something on Friday. And our guest has finally arrived. So we're going for a quick commercial break. When we return, we'll have a conversation with him, get to know what the day, what they will mark, and the celebrations that will happen on that particular day. Still entertainment. It's still Morning Rush. We'll be back with more. Welcome back. It's still Morning Rush on Metro Television. We are live on DSTV channel 277, live on Facebook and YouTube is Metro TV Ghana. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Metro TV _GH. Our next guest has arrived, and he's Israel ADORBLEY, and he's a project manager for Mombis Foundation Ghana. And like I stated earlier on, in collaboration with the Efuto Municipal Assembly, they will be marking the day to celebrate and also create awareness on World Hepatitis B. And finally, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
Sorry for rushing.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Let's just go into the foundation. Tell us a bit about the foundation, when it was established, and what you've been able to achieve over the years. Okay,
thank you very much, and a very good morning to your listeners. So Mombis Foundation Ghana, our journey began with the research we conducted in 2019, which was sponsored by Honorable Member of Parliament for Efuto, Honorable Alexander Kwamina Penyomakin, who is also the Deputy Majority Leader. We did a research in Efuto, 8 rural communities, and then we realized after the research, we realized the numbers and the prevalence rate in the community was quite high. It was a bit alarming, and so to deal with the situation, we came up with this organization, Mombis Foundation Ghana, to be able to raise awareness and then also do something about the situation so it doesn't kind of escalate. Yeah. So if you ask me briefly, that's what I can say.
Yeah. And over the years, since you embarked on this journey, how has it been?
Yeah, it hasn't been that easy, but I think with the help of our honorable member, he's the one who's been funding our activities from day one. We officially registered the NGO in 2020, and then since then we've done quite a number of awareness exercises and screening and vaccination exercises across Efuto. And then each year, on July 28th, we do organized programs to celebrate the day. Because one thing we realize is that Hep B, despite it being one of the most public health concern, we don't kind of pay attention to it as compared to other diseases like the HIV and co. Even just recently, last week, Ghana Health Service introduced another program, that's the self-testing for HIV. And then it's like the attention is still on HIV. Yeah. Yeah. And so I think that it's time for more attention to be given to hepatitis. Yeah. As we speak, the prevalence rate of hepatitis B in Ghana is somewhere around 4.5 million people. Yeah, Doc was according to Ghana Health Service. That of HIV is just a little over 300,000. And like Doctor, I'm sure he has already explained much. So why is attention not being given to science? Yes. So we are happy that our honorable member has even kind of taken this challenge upon him. So he has even raised a concern on the floor of Parliament that the treatment and the services involved with hepatitis B be enrolled on the NHIS. And I think that it is time for the media and then the people with voice to also step in. So that, because it's like the disease is kind of prevalent among the rural communities. I mean, those who don't have. Yeah. And so some of the things we've been doing over the years is to, aside raising awareness, we've been offering free screenings, we've been offering free vaccinations, and one of our flagship objectives that we've been doing is to support pregnant women. You know, before I entered, I overheard him talking about mother to child. Yeah, we realized that mother to child transmission is kind of very common in our rural communities because of their inability to afford an immune globulin that's usually prescribed to these newborns when they are. So one of the things that our honorable member has also been supporting is to provide support to those pregnant women that are affected with hepatitis and cannot afford the immune globulin. We come in and then we get it for them so that they don't end up transmitting the disease to their newborns.
The immune globulin, how is it like?
Yeah, it's kind of a vaccine. Okay. Yes, so it's like a prophylaxis kind of something that is given to the newborn immediately after birth. Okay. So that it kind of boosts the immune system of the baby to be able to fight, in case there was an exposure to the virus. Yeah, so it's just like, it's a vaccine.
It's a vaccine.
But it's quite expensive. The average is around currently 1,000 Ghana cedis. The question is how many people can afford that in our rural communities. Yeah. But the affluent, they can. Yeah. That is why we are asking the media and everybody to kind of raise a voice on this hepatitis so that government can
pay attention to it and do something about it.
Yes, please.
So on Friday, what are the activities that will happen in Efutu Municipal Assembly?
Yes, yeah, so it's going to take place at the Nursing Training College at Winneba. Yes, and then the industry players that have been invited are Dr. SAFO is going to be there to share insights. And then there is now a breakthrough with the treatment of Hep B. He's going to be there. Our honorable member is going to be there, and then quite a number of invited guests are coming. And so there's going to be a teaching. There's going to be an advocacy. Yeah, this time we want to raise our voice. We want the people concerned to also kind of come in. So the media are going to be there, of course. And then aside that, the seminar, there's also going to be a free screening and vaccination for all attendants that will be around.
Okay.
Yes,
so within the assembly and its environs?
Yeah, so it's open to the general public. So yesterday, even some people phoned in from Accra, Swedru, they were like, can they also partake in? I said, well, why not? It's open to the general public. It's not only for the constituent of Efutu. Yeah, so anyone at all can come by to have access to the free and then services and then the knowledge that will be shared on that day.
Doc, I know Israel has touched more on what will happen, but then afterwards, after the D-Day, what are certain things that hospitals put into place to make sure that even though it's not free screening on that particular day, the aftermath, what are the things hospitals do to make sure that it becomes sort of lucrative for us to just walk in and get tested?
Okay, so thank you very much. I would say the screening at hospitals is not free. Okay.
Expensive.
It's very expensive. Hepatitis B screening test alone could cost you around 80 to 150 cedis, depending on where you are doing the test. A profile for hepatitis B is around 750 Ghana cedis in a very credible lab. Hepatitis B DNA, that will let you know the viral copies, is around 500 cedis. So, and a liver function test, that will let us know the state of your liver and identify whether it has caused injury, is around 150 to 200 cedis based on where you're going to. So, it is not cheap.
It's not cheap.
That's how come the Honorable Minister has raised that awareness on the floor of Parliament to alert and let us all come on board and ensure we rule on this condition that is killing 3,000 people every day. Every 30 seconds, one person dies from this condition. So at the hospital, you'll be counseled. If you have the money, if you can afford, then you would pay and the labs will be done for you.
But if you can't?
If you can't, that is where the problem starts, unless the person comes in with the symptoms. And I told you most of them don't show symptoms at all. So screening is very important. Exactly.
I mean, we all have to take advantage of what will happen on Friday at Efutu. And I think, like Doc has said, and also Israel has stated, it's going to be beneficial to everybody. And so I'm just saying that the general public should actually participate. Because if you are going to be tested free, to be screened, to know your status, I think it's very, very important. And also, if you'll be given
the vaccine will also be be given for free.
Okay, thank you very much. Any final message you would like to put?
So I think one thing our honorable member has also done is he has now established a center in Winneba that he says even after the program, people can walk in any time to have their status check. And I think it's something that is very laudable. And I think that is something that the government can also do. That the free testing shouldn't only happen on World Hepatitis Day. It should be something that should be accessible. And so I'm hoping that such an initiative can also be emulated across the various districts, so that the very people in the world can have direct access without going to the hospitals. So on this note, I would like to say a very big thank you to him for the bold step he has taken, the support. I mean, screening and vaccination is, just like Doc said, is very, very bad for him to do such activities for free. It's kind of something that I'm grateful to. So I'm also grateful to the Assembly, Futu Municipal Assembly for their collaboration. And then our very Dr. Kwabena SAFO.
Any final message?
Okay, so my final message to the public is the burden of hepatitis B is real, and it is possible to live to your expected age, even if you have hepatitis B.
Yeah.
So people living with the condition shouldn't think having the condition means your life expectancy has been kind of curtailed. But the good news is there is a vaccine to prevent it. Two, it is treatable. You have to develop a positive attitude towards health by going in for regular checkups. And there are breakthroughs in alternative medicine as well as evident from Kantanka Herbal Pharmaceuticals and Research Center.
Thank you very much, and a good morning to the Honorable himself. And I hope that everyone comes out on Friday.
Friday, 9 a.m.
Futu Municipal Assembly. What time?
Nursing Training College.
Okay.
9 a.m. is the time that the program will commence.
Okay. Thank you very, very much. Really, really appreciate you coming.